During my time working at a startup, we had over 200 customers spanning across the UK and Australia. And while working there, I noticed something quite interesting. The company was receiving millions of dollars through investor funding for expansion and towards growth, which is understandable, of course. But as a regular employee at the time, I noticed how many of these decision makers were completely insulated from the impact of your actions and your decisions. Now, whether it be this particular example or, say, government officials designing policies that they never actually have to implement, or Big Four consultants getting paid 200 grand for like a slide deck, the problem here was all the same. There was no skin in the game. And after witnessing all of these imbalances, what really connected the dots for me was through this book right here. Now, I want to share with you guys 3 main concepts that I picked up from this book, what I learned from them, how they helped me understand risk and value creation, and overall how they just simply affect and help with decision making. Now, takeaway 1, the builder's edge. As you guys know, I'm starting to take on clients outside of my 9 to 5. And while doing so, something fascinating happened. Every decision started to feel different. Why? Well, because my name was literally on everything. There was no faceless company to hide behind. There was no one else to blame if something went wrong. Now in the book, Nassim Taleb actually brings up a very nice example. He talks about how ancient builders had to actually live underneath the bridges that they built. So just think about that for a second. If you were a builder during that time and you decided to skimp out on a step or apply a band-aid solution just to get the job done or under budget, well, it's pretty much game over because you're gonna have to live under that. Imagine if every business decision that we make had that level of accountability. This isn't just about risk anymore, it's about better decision making as a whole. When you have real stakes, when your name, reputation, financial future is on the line, you think differently. You optimize for long-term value and not just for short-term results. This is why some of the best businesses and marketing strategies come from people who deeply care about the outcome and not just about the process. Now, takeaway 2. The asymmetry of risk and reward. When we think about risk takers, we often imagine people making reckless gambles, like high-stakes poker players going all in. But the book points out that the smartest risk takers here aren't the ones necessarily taking the biggest risk, they're the ones who find asymmetric opportunities. Just like how I'm making this video right now. The downside is minimal, maybe some embarrassment, some wasted time, but the upside? Unlimited. Takeaway 3. The soul in the game. Now, my first corporate role was in sales. It was a high quota, high staff turnover kind of environment. The office felt more like a call center rather than anything else. And the product I was selling honestly wasn't very extraordinary. In fact, it was just one of the 5 to 6 players in the market. I was taught how to hard sell. Guilt tripping, phantom discounts, aggressive follow-ups, you know how it goes. I could have caved in, right? Applied all of these tactics, gave the standard pitch, collected my commission and just move on. But something just didn't feel right about doing that to small mom and pop shops. Most of them honestly don't really speak English very well, and everyday business owners just scraping by. Because mind you, this was the time during the tail end of COVID, so things were rough. True skin in the game here isn't just about money. It's about reputation, identity, and personal investment. The real power comes from putting your identity and reputation on the line. This is why we see personal branding everywhere now, right? Because who would you rather buy from? A faceless corporation, or someone you've actually witnessed practicing what they preach, someone who has showcased development over time and stayed true to who they are. But here's the counterintuitive part. The more you put your soul in the game, the more you open up yourself to criticism and failure, but the more people trust you. Why? Because they can feel the authenticity. They know you can't fake the level of investment. So here's what I want us to think about. In our business, in our career, in our jobs, in our content, where is the skin in the game? Are we just following safe, trendy scripts? Or are we actually putting something real on the line? Because here's what I've learned. The moments that scare me the most, posting on Instagram, starting this channel, sharing my journey, putting my face and my name on the line, all of this to demonstrate my own skin in the game. For my best efforts to make better decisions, create genuine connection, and produce the best results that I can. Thanks for listening.